Hey, welcome back to the Energy to Heal podcast. My name is Laura. I'm your host today. I'm a master certified Splankna practitioner, and on this podcast, we dive into all things Splankna and what can we be doing in between our Splankna sessions, both as a practitioner or a client, in order to grow in the areas that we got trapped in before. Lots of talk about identity, lots of talk about emotional health and intelligence and relational health and intelligence and our connection with Christ, because that's what it all boils down to. Today, we're doing something that I don't think I've ever done before. And this is going to be a very poignant episode that you, I hope, can play over and over again. Maybe you'll get in a system. Maybe you get in a routine in this season of life where you are playing this episode every morning to help you get off on the right foot. Maybe you are in an intense season of processing a lot of pain, a lot of heaviness, and you need something or a place to put that. My hope is that you can just play this over and over again, and it can guide you into this place of surrendering to the Lord, sitting with Him every morning, and especially for the people who feeling emotions, feeling anything is just not something you're familiar with. Now, this is kind of a part 2. If you haven't gone back and listened to the episode released right before this, please do, because that episode is the entire introduction to what we're about to do. But if you haven't, and you're not going to go back and listen, I'm just going to recap it for you very briefly. It is very, very common for me as a practitioner to sit in front of people, and I'm asking them to feel these emotions for 10 seconds, as we do in Splankna. And they're like, Laura, I feel so numb. I don't feel anything. I don't feel happy or sad ever. I'm like a robot walking through this world. I don't know how to just feel neglected for 10 seconds. I want you to know that that is a very typical situation for someone who's been in stress for long periods of time, whether it was when you were a kid, or maybe you've gone through a really rough marriage situation, or the responsibilities on your shoulders have been too much for too long, and something in you decided emotions are not an option right now. I don't have time for them. Or something in you decided your emotions are just not safe. I can't have them, because if I do have emotions, like maybe when you were a little kid, you got punished for having emotions. Your emotions got labeled a temper tantrum and you got punished for them. So in order to survive the home you grew up in, you had to learn to turn off your emotions. The problem with that is we don't just turn off the hard, negative, heavy emotions. Emotions are an all or nothing thing. So in our body, in our subconscious, if our emotions have been turned off, we also don't have access to things like hope and gratitude and deep love and connection with the people that we care about. So as awful as it sounds to start feeling the hard emotions, that is your gateway to also feeling the emotions of life that make you feel alive. And you guys, there's so many unhealthy, dangerous behaviors that people participate in when they just want to feel alive in their own skin. When you start to feel numb and nothing makes you feel real, you start doing extreme things to make adrenaline rush through your veins again. What we're doing today, is like the healthy version of bringing your emotions back online so you're not choosing destructive behaviors. So you're not desperate for 20 minutes of feeling alive. This is going to be an exercise. I want you to do this when you have a chunk of time, maybe even just 10 minutes, that you know you won't be interrupted, that you don't have to worry about anyone else needing something from you or judging you for what you're doing. You can just be you and Jesus. What we're doing here is not trauma processing. We're not digging into past memories. This is not Splankna. All we're doing today is existing in a safe environment. That's it. We're doing some nervous system education. And then we're going to build some safety for ourselves, and we're going to reconnect with ourself. Because if you've existed without emotion for a long time, you have probably lost yourself along the way. And that is the foundation that deeper healing rests on. So if you're doing all this Splankna work, if you're healing from your past and trying to be a healthy human being, unfortunately and fortunately, being able to feel these emotions is kind of part of the package. So my hope here today is to just partner with you in that, give you a little bit of an outlet, just a little head start to start allowing your body to feel. We're not going to force anything. We're just teaching our body that emotions are no longer dangerous, okay? And it's okay to do that in baby steps. We're not going to learn that in a day. We're going to learn this over time. All right, so to begin, for me, this is so helpful to think of as I do this exercise, like Jesus himself is sitting here with me. Inviting him into an exercise like this, reminding myself of the awareness of him, this is what builds that like companionship aspect of being in relationship with God. Like he just sits with us. He's just with us wherever we go. When we are doing hard things, we can invite him to be with us. We can remind ourselves that he is with us. And just that awareness, that reminder to our minds is enough to know that you're not alone and that he cares about this kind of stuff in your life. I want you to go ahead and just sit somewhere comfortable, somewhere where you can have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Find a chair, find a quiet environment, lock a door if you can, so you just don't ever have to worry about someone coming in and interrupting. You don't have to be aware of, is this going to look stupid? What are people going to, none of that. Just you and the Lord. You're going to put one hand on your chest. You're going to close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Take a deep breath. And then go ahead and put one hand on your lower abdomen, like right below the belly button. Okay? Now remember, you're not trying to do anything right now. Trying means effort. This is not that. You're not trying to relax. You're not trying to feel anything specific. This doesn't have to go in any specific direction. All we're doing right now is letting your body know where you are. When you're stuck in trauma, your body is still trying to anticipate the world you existed in when you were a little kid, or the marriage you existed in 5 years ago, or whatever the trauma was. So we're just letting our body know that it's 2026. We're in the present moment, and all that danger is not real right now. So with your hand on your chest and your other hand on your lower abdomen and your feet on the floor and your eyes closed, I want you to notice just the support underneath your body. Notice how the chair feels. Is it soft? Or is it a hard chair? Is it cold? Is it plastic? Is it cloth? And what do those things feel like underneath you? Notice your arm positioning. Don't move them, but just notice where they are and how they feel. Are they up against your sides? Are your elbows resting on something? I want you to notice the literal weight of your body on the chair and the way that the chair can hold that and support that. Notice what your feet, your toes feel like on the ground, how supported they are. And I want you to notice one more thing. Right now, in this moment, you're not being chased, you're not being judged by anybody, and nothing is demanded of you. You're simply existing. And you're existing in present safety. All right, now we're going to bring our breath into it. If you've been in this world for any amount of time learning about regulating your nervous system. Your breath is a huge part of this. And this isn't hokey pokey. This isn't cute way of calming people down. This is like a way of working with your physiology. This isn't even a spiritual practice. This is just partnering with the nervous system that God gave us. Your nervous system can be in fight or flight, or it can be in rest and digest. But it only goes to rest and digest when it feels safe. Okay? You can't be panicking and breathing slowly at the same time. When we are panicking and we are in danger, we breathe quickly. So we are going to tell our body that we're safe by breathing slowly. I'm going to kind of guide you through this slow breath, and it's going to be slower than you think. And the exhale is going to take longer than you think. And I want you to just go with it. Hold your hand, continue it on your chest, your other one on your lower abdomen. And I want you to just inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep breathing slowly in through your nose for 4 seconds. And then switch to out of your mouth for 6 seconds. So you're inhaling for 4. Nice and slow. Keep it going. You're letting every bit of breath out of your lungs until there's nothing else to blow out. Those longer exhales are telling your nervous system, I am not in danger. If your shoulders are tense, if they're up around your ears, I want you to bring them up as high as you can. And on your exhale, let them drop all the way down, letting go of every single bit of tension and ready to run emotion that might be stored in them. All the responsibilities, all the weight of the world that we carry in our shoulders, that feeling like it all depends on me, we're releasing it out of the tension in our shoulders as we let our shoulders totally drop. Okay, so we've oriented our body and our breath. I want you to keep breathing slowly. If it helps, you can keep your hand on your chest and your belly. Otherwise, you can let them rest by your side. I just want you to open your eyes and look around the room that you're in. And I want you to look for 3 colors that you can see. Any colors. Next, I want you to look around and find 2 physical objects that you can touch. If you can, actually reach out and touch those 2 things. And again, we're bringing our body into the present moment, so it's not living in the past. So I want you to notice what those 2 things feel like and give them a describing word. Bumpy, cold, smooth, comforting, soft, scratchy. And then you're just going to look for 1 sound that you can hear. It might be your heat kicking on, or someone mowing the lawn in the neighbor's yard. If you're in a really quiet environment, then maybe it's just the sound of this podcast right now, just my voice. But you're going to bring your ears into it. Your nervous system can only come out of numbness when it can locate safety in the present moment. We're pulling your brain out of threat pathways. If you've been there a long time, your brain is trained to look for danger. So we're giving it some practice with coming out of that. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start introducing the emotional piece, which is the goal of this whole exercise. And we're going to just do this very gently, especially if this is your first time practicing feeling emotions. So no pressure, baby steps. Remember, Jesus is right there with you. You can hand him anything that feels too heavy. I want you to ask yourself internally, what do I notice about my body right now? It could be heavy or tight or empty. You might feel like a buzzing feeling. Maybe one of your arms or feet are starting to fall asleep. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. Just the goal is just to notice. And maybe numb is your answer. Maybe that's what you're noticing. Then if you had, or if your body had one word for this emotional state, what would it be? Don't overthink it. Just like a simple word. I feel tired. I feel so annoyed. I feel really calm, actually. Don't analyze it, just label it. What we're doing here is building this thing where you're able to kind of look inside of yourself and notice things. People that have been through a lot of trauma are not well versed in looking inside of themselves. We're bringing awareness, which your numb systems have kind of lost access to. We're just bringing that back. All right, so you just asked yourself, what am I feeling? I want you to try to see if you can find where in your body do you feel that thing. If you feel irritated, where do you feel it? Is it in your chest? Is it in your gut? Is it in your neck? And then I want you to go ahead and put your hand on that place where you feel the most sensation. Emotions are stored in your body. This is you connecting an emotion to a bodily feeling. As you have your hand there, I just want you to know you don't have to change that feeling. All you're doing is letting your nervous system, your body know that it can be here, it can sit with that feeling, whether that feeling is a good feeling or a bad feeling. You can just sit with it without being overwhelmed. Nothing dangerous is happening. There's no threat. You can sit with an emotion, good or bad, and it's not going to overwhelm you. I just want you to breathe nice and slow in through the nose and out through the mouth. I just want you to sit with that emotion, almost like you are inviting it to be there. Almost like you're giving it permission to exist. Like you're looking at it for once instead of trying to make it go away. In this sitting, if emotion rises, if you start feeling yourself get teary, great. Let yourself get teary. Let your body do what it wants to do right now. If nothing happens, great. The win is just noticing the sensation that you're feeling, noticing an emotion, and not shutting down in response to it. Allowing it to be there and seeing that you survived it. Take a moment and just remember that Jesus is sitting right next to you, and you can even Jesus, thank you that you're here with me. Thank you that I'm safe when I'm with you. And God, if I can't find my own peace right now, I invite your kind of peace into my body, not the peace of the world, but the peace that heaven offers. I invite that into my being right now. Because when God is present, he brings peace. We don't have to find it on our own. We can just accept his. Now, I told you this exercise was going to be simple. All we did today was create safety and then find one emotion to feel. The next time you do this exercise, you might feel and notice a completely different feeling or emotion in a completely different part of your body. That is amazing. Or maybe you do this 3 times and you feel numb every time, but on the 4th time, you notice my neck is really tight. I feel something there. I can't name it. I have no idea what it is, but I feel something in my neck. And that's where you put your hand that day. And you just welcome this feeling. You have no idea what it's called or what its name is, but you have a feeling and you sit with it and you look at it and you're not scared of it. Almost like giving that a bit of compassion. There's this muscle in you that is learning how to tolerate an emotion without running away, without shutting down. And if you did that today and you tolerated an emotion for 4 seconds, I am so proud of you. If you didn't feel anything, but you still did this exercise and you're trying, I am so proud of you. Your safety does not come from your external circumstances. It doesn't come from your marriage. Your safety doesn't come from your ability to pay your bills or not pay your bills. Your safety doesn't come from your physical health. Your safety comes from Christ and Christ alone. The only thing we can be rooted in is Him. The things of this world change, and they're not reliable. But if you're a follower of Christ, you are invited to live in a completely different environment. We get to live not from our body, but from our spirit, which is firmly planted, firmly alive in Christ. The world He exists in offers so much more than the world the rest of us live in. If this episode was helpful for you, both in learning to feel your emotions again, or maybe today you were just completely anxious, ramped up, feeling like you're going to fall off the edge, and maybe this was a good reset for you to kind of bring yourself back into present moment, I want you to consider maybe there's someone in your life that you could share this episode with that this would just be a helpful resource to them. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next week.